other people or the participant who want to stay with us to have a conversation. According to you, what key decisions and habits help us to grow in business? Any idea? This is a formal conversation, so you can participate and share your own views, experience. What do you think that what key decision should be there to grow in business or to grow your business successfully?
See, if you may I start?
Yeah, sure, sure,
Okay.
sure.
See, first and foremost, actually, my specialization goes in the business launches itself. So basically, whenever we go for the which business, we should be aware of which sector or segment which we are entering. That is the
Perfect.
first and foremost thing, because every business itself is different. Like what may give you a success in FMCG may not give you success in healthcare. That may not give you success
Right.
in IT, or that may not give you the success. So first and foremost, you have to be aware in which business segment you are entering. Now once moment you enter any business segment, so after that you exactly decide how the current environment is. Because if we look
Correct.
about, for example, I'm staying in Dubai, and Dubai, if you and Joan can agree much to me, because this is like, considered the place where the entrepreneurship thrives. But if you look at the scenario and the happening around, like, the internal environment, external environment, that also depends. Like, are the current scenarios and the policies, and is it in your favor or not? Do you have that risk taking capability or not? Because for starting any business, there are two aspects. One, your framework has to be like, when we say the roadmap, your roadmap has to be very clear. And along with that, starting a business, what I always say, think negative.
Okay.
Trust me, this is my
I don't think so.
this
We have to
Sometimes it
think
works.
negative.
Sometimes it works. Yeah, I agree.
No,
Trust me.
Sometimes.
sometime it
Let me
works.
wait. Let me complete.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Think negative first. Reason being, because once you start thinking negative, you will be able to negate all the obstacles which may come during when you are launching your business. Then
Okay.
stay positive and stick to it. Because once you start thinking negative, trust me, it helps you. Like, I will tell you the current business which I'm launching. Again, I'm in a launch. Something was holding. I really don't know, and I was supposed to launch my business in February, and I'm very
Okay.
much happy that, like, I delayed it a bit. How it
Uh-huh.
happened, we really don't know, because we were keeping some close eyes on a lot of things. So you have to be, like, prepared for almost, like, when your planning has to be many times. See, what I always say, that, like, people say it's a bookish knowledge. There is a big difference between the bookish knowledge and the practical knowledge. But exactly,
Absolutely
if you
correct.
apply the actual bookish knowledge, like, people say, okay, go for the Gantt chart. Trust me, it helps. Go for this, like, you should have a plan A and plan B. Sometimes your plan C works. And most important parameter which I feel for success of any business is, of course, your clarity of the thoughts. Your decision making ability makes the most important part. You should be able to decide, because generally what many times I have seen, like, even the top entrepreneurs or the people at the top, they will just hold the decision. Okay, let's discuss 20 meetings, let's discuss. So point is, and I have seen, like, those who have, like, those who are successful, what was the difference between them was the decision making. Because
Okay. So,
if you decide well, it goes well. And of course, your path, financial, so you have to take care of environment, external environment. You have to know, like, if suppose I will tell you very very frankly, like, many times I get somebody will call me, okay, why don't you start a restaurant business? I simply say, sorry, that is not my forte. Maybe I will take some time. I'm like, even for Elon Musk to launch the SpaceX, he had to read some books for a couple of years. So I always say, and this is what I like, when I go for consultancy or when you go, if you're starting any business, first have the forte of that area. At least read something, so that you may appoint a person, but you will have to overlook the thing. So you need to have the knowledge of
that
the
what
domain.
I was about to say, that sometimes we do not need to think negative if we have done our market analysis,
Perfect.
that
Yeah.
what our audience is
True.
and what they want from us, what kind of need we want to fulfill, and what kind of need they want us to fulfill. So if we have this kind of scenario in our mind, or if we have this kind of basically points in our mind, so I don't think so we need to think negative, because business is all about fulfilling the needs of the customer.
I think
Trust me, but if
Dr. Jyoti, there is some golden line to that as well. It's okay to think negative, but I have to add on that if you fail, you have to fail forward, because a lot of times businessmen would encounter a lot of struggles, along the way. I have had a lot of entrepreneur friends over here in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai, and given the many things that happen in the UAE for the past years, whether it's war, it's flood, it's pandemic, it was never easy for all of them to actually survive. Even our own businesses, which we handle, our own brands that we handle. Let me
Correct.
give you an example. During the pandemic, 2020, that's 2021 actually, I got a call from our general manager saying that, Joanne, everything is now on hold, means we are on, lockdown. We cannot go out. So, that's a very big dent on our footfall in the hospital. So of course, the first thing that you want to do, because everybody's on lockdown, is to just stay home and do everything remotely, right? But one of the things that I actually told my GM, I said, you know what, sir, I would rather that I be in the call center so that I will be able to hear what the customers are saying,
Mhm.
right? So what I did is, actually, on the first day of lockdown, I went to the call center and tried to understand what are the patients asking from us. What do they want? What do they need at this time? And at that time, the PCR test is not yet a commonplace for
Mm.
everyone, and people are like saying, "Do you offer PCR tests?" And then, so
Mm.
the next day, I told my boss, "Sir, our patients are actually looking for a PCR test, but they don't want to go inside the hospital.
Mm.
They want to do it outside the
In
hospital."
the home.
Right.
Right? So then we gathered together as management team and said, okay, let's do a drive-through PCR test where they don't need to go inside the hospital, so the risk of them contaminating any virus will be lesser. Right? We just stay in the car, line up in cars lining up to the hospital, stay inside, nurse goes in, takes the PCR test, and then
Right.
kalas, you go forward, right? And then
Okay.
the next day, I still stayed in the call center. Yeah, yeah. And then the next day, one of the patients called again and said, "Do you offer a PCR test? 24 hours? Because whenever I go to your hospital, it has a long queue of cars. Yeah." Coming to your hospital just to
Yeah,
take the
that's
PCR,
nice.
because we're
Mm.
actually the
Yeah.
first hospital to offer that test, yeah, in the area. And
Right.
then, so we said, okay, then let's offer 24 hours. So I think the bottom line here is that we have to learn how to listen to our customers, because a
Exactly.
lot of insights, a lot of insights actually that will grow our business are coming from our customers. Believe you me, during the pandemic, everybody's sales are down, but our
Right.
sales grew.
It's
And not
true.
only that, we actually established satellite PCR test drive-through in different areas of our hospital, in Madinat Zayed, in all these other areas of Abu Dhabi. And then suddenly our vertical has the strongest sales of all hospitals in the network. So what I'm saying is, sometimes it looks like it's a dead end for everyone, but when you listen to what your customers really want,
Exactly.
you might
Yeah, this
get
is
very good
yeah,
insights from
this is
them.
known as thinking strategically.
Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
doctor, look
s-
at my past 40 years of experience in many multinationals across the region.
Mm.
I always believe that there is, we have never used in our life the problems or the obstacles. We always use what are the pain points. And the word which normally we
Mm.
use externally or internally, what are your pain points? And when to the question of yours and what Kunjan Singh ji had just said it, I think there is a sense that any business you want to do in any country per se. I'm not saying in India or elsewhere in the region. You have to look at both the environments. You have to look at your products, what you want to launch, but you have to look at both the internal and external environment. You have to look at whether the product can be successful or not can be successful. That's a part of the
Exactly.
strategy. But beyond those points, there are many other elements in which you need to look at whether the product can be successful or not. Giving example, for example, coming from the regulatory space. Now you say, okay, I want to, come out with a product like this in a Dubai market or Indian market or a Chinese market. But then the government regulations are so strong that you cannot launch a
True.
product. So it's like it's an obstacle, or you can say that it's a pain point here. And then the policy advocacy comes into the picture. Or you say that yes, the product would have been great, but I want to protect the domestic market. So there are many wide varieties of points which you can talk about when you want to launch a company or a product.
True.
or a relaunching of a product, anything per se. So even during the COVID, I will just give you another example. During the COVID, Joanna has just said it. So there was in a country like India, they said that they're going to only go for the essential services. Now, you remember it. Nobody was supposed to come out of the houses in COVID-1 when the Prime Minister
Yeah.
said that
Yeah.
everybody had to sit at home.
Government instructed everybody
Yeah,
to be in
so
to be in
we
their
uh,
home
we uh,
only.
we started doing the advocacy with the Prime Minister office, saying that look, if you don't want people to come out, then the product needs to reach out to people. And we said that today you are saying that it's only the milk or the essential services to the ladies or to the kids needs to be given at home, or they can buy it. But people need millions of things at home to survive it during the COVID. So you have to make, for example, the e-commerce as the essential services. So instead of having 10,000 people coming out, let the 500 people come out and deliver it to 10,000 houses. So the narrative got changed. They said, okay, this is the way the product needs to be to goes to the people. So what I'm trying to say here is that there is no one set formula for
True.
launching or surviving in any market today. And the markets are so dynamic and so fast changing in the present time. You have a strategy today, but in 3 months that the strategy does not work for you.
True.
So you have to
Right.
continue to
It's very
reinvent your
dynamic,
strategy.
yeah. You
Exactly.
have to
That's what
keep
I have to say.
analyzing your
Yes,
market.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, just to add to what Dr. Kapoor said, I would say, like, for Indian scenario, for example, if somebody would have been waiting to launch an, let's say, an automobile company or to launch a jewelry segment, 2 days back our Prime Minister announced something. Do you think
Yes.
do you think how much positive they will think they can go? Because now they
Yeah.
have to halt, because now they are saying, okay, petrol prices going up, so any new automobile company, even the new launches, they will have to put a hold to it, maybe the because changes the scenario totally. And in
Completely.
fact,
Yes.
today we are having the Zoom meeting. In fact, taking the cues from that, Zoom actually got its really Zoom during the COVID time.
Yes.
let's
Yes.
let's
I got the many points from your side. How to grow business, how to enhance business, what strategy, how strategically we can think to enhance the business and to enhance the growth sales. So now I'm ending, or we would like to end
I,
our
I
conversation
have
here.
one point which Dr. Jyoti, I want to know. I think definitely the congratulations to Joanna and Dr. Karan Singh. But there is the list of the people who have come today who have got their PhD degree. Do we have some kind of a database where we can reach out to
Yeah,
them? The part of the
that would
LinkedIn,
be great.
so that at least we know that in today, which is 16th of May, there were 20 people who were part of this. We can reach out to each other. I mean, in the sense that Joanna comes to India, if more than happy to host her, or Dr. Karan Singh comes here, more than happy to host. So it just should not be just a Zoom call and then you start looking at your own stuff. If you can just share over the email, or how do we want to reach out to Dr. Karan Singh and Dr. Giovanna, that will be very, very, I will be happy.
And vice
Okay.
versa, Dr. Kapoor, once you
Same.
visit Abu Dhabi or Dubai, we will be here with Dr. Kunjan.
Most
For
And
sure.
also Dr. Jyoti, if you will be visiting UAE
I
soon.
only way
I'm planning to
Dr. Jyoti
visit
has not
Dubai.
replied, but yeah, only way where I look at it is that Dr. Kunjan, if you can just I mean, I will look at your name on the LinkedIn. First
I
I
will
will
just
get
add.
you.
I will add you. That's the
Uh,
first thing.
Yeah,
that is
you
the
He's
people
only way
already
can
where I
has.
you
look at
people
it.
can connect
Yes.
through LinkedIn, and I think this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the best platform to connect, and yeah, to
It's
have to
actually
share
like
to
the
share your ideas, to share your and to build a good relationship with each other.
yeah. It's network is the net worth. That's what.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely correct.
Very
Yeah,
well said.
yeah,
Very well said.
yeah,
Are
yeah.
you planning to have an offline convocation in Dubai soon?
Are you asking?
Yes, Dr. Jyoti. Yes.
Yeah, no, no,
You
not
being
yet.
part of the academics
Not
team.
yet,
So
not yet.
okay,
Still, I
all right.
haven't get any information regarding this. I haven't got any
Okay,
information. If I'll get
okay,
any information, I'll let you.
all right. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Dr.
all
Thank
of
Jyoti.
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. I will connect with
Thank
both of
you.
you over the LinkedIn. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, bye
Okay,
bye.
bye.
Take care.
Thank you,
Bye.
Dr.
Take
Jyoti.
care.
Thank you.
Really
Thank
Take
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you,
care.
Dr.
Take
Kapoor. Thank
care.
you.